Okay, we made it to the field. It's built. We're ready for our maiden flight. And this is going to be the maiden flight. It has not been flown before. We built it through the process of the videos. And let's double check and make sure that the props are on and see this one right here. I forgot to tighten that one up. Let's check them on. Check it every flight, at least every other flight. I recommend every flight. Real simple to do. 10 o'clock in the morning, 97, 98, I mean, no, 87, 88 degrees. It's going to be in the high 90s, maybe low hundreds today. And it's like 80% humidity, so it's, you know, already nasty out this morning. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and we're going to install the battery. I'm going to set this one on edge. If you remember, some of them I said I would put them on edge or lay them down. You can do it either way. We're going to do it this way today. And this is the transmitter that we used when we set it up. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. Remember the mode switches. Okay. And this is the arm disarm. So this would be disarmed and this would be armed. So we can set it on disarm to start with. No big deal. We're still going to arm it, you know, by going all the way down the throttle and to the right to arm it also. So it's kind of a double safety there. Okay. This is the throttle. This is the rudder. This is the aileron. This is the elevator or pitch. Okay. It's on. We're going to plug it in. Okay, that's the sound we normally get from the ESC. Everything says it's in good shape. So let's go ahead and close it. And this is the maiden flight. So we're going to walk it over and get it ready. I would suggest to have it, you know, at least 20 foot away from you, 20 to 30 feet, until you get, you know, really used to it and get confident with it. Make sure you have enough distance. We're going to have a couple of build videos videos coming out on flying, how to fly a quad. That's coming up real soon. And I think that'll help a lot also. So anyway, here's the transmitter. Again, our flight mode is pushed all the way back. All of our switches are pushed all the way forward like we said in the video. We're going to arm it all the way down and to the right. Remember, just a little bit of throttle, but you'll see there's nothing. Why? It's disarmed. So we're going to arm it, give it a little bit of throttle. And I mean, if you notice, it's just a little bit. So you want to be careful with that. And we'll check rotation again. The front left is going clockwise. The front right is counterclockwise. The back right is turning the wrong way. It should be clockwise. Turning counterclockwise. Good catch. We're going to double check that. Back left should be counterclockwise, and it's right. It's correct, rather. So it looks like we have one for some reason that's backwards, and this is a good reason why we double, triple check. Okay, we're going to unplug the battery. Turn the radio off. We're going to switch, if you remember, any two wires. And this is a good, for instance, to double check. I was not aware. I thought this was correct. You know, so always double check. If the last thing you do is check before you fly, and that's what we're doing, just to make sure. So we're going to turn the transmitter on. We're going to plug the battery back in, and we're going to check it again. But this is another reason to double check. Your last catch-all is going to be right when you fly. Okay, we're going to arm it again. Again, all the switches are pushed forward. We're going to arm it. And just a little bit of throttle. And again, front left is turning clockwise. Front right is turning counterclockwise. Back right is now turning clockwise. Correct, we changed that. Back left is counterclockwise. We look good. Very little throttle. So what we're going to do now, and again, can't emphasize it enough, one of the biggest problems you're going to have is throttle control. So just a little bit of throttle until you get used to it. First thing we're going to do is give it a little throttle. We're going to make sure that nothing's acting strange, and then we'll lift it up and we'll go from there. Here we go. The only thing I did there was give it a little bit of throttle at a time, just a little bit at a time, until it got to a point where it wanted to lift up. Now you'll notice it's kind of veering over to the right a little bit. I'm giving it a little left trim. Let me show you what I did. This is the trim here, and the quad was turning this way, or was turned this way a little bit. So I gave it some left trim to straighten it out. And that's all I did. We're gonna go ahead and pick it up again, and like I said, ease the throttle in until it starts taking off. We have a little bit of wind, and it's going from our left to right now, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of input to correct it. But that's something you're gonna, get the hang of it as time goes by. So after it sits for about this long, it disarms itself. If you notice the throttle, there's nothing. So let's arm it again, and we're ready. Add throttle, keep adding it, and there we go. We're a little bit less than half throttle now to get it to lift off the ground. And again, this is the wind blowing, and it's coming from a couple of different directions. But I'm having to correct that. So let's go take it for a spin. If you've never flown a quad, you won't be able to do this. You'll ease into this, but after a real sharp period, you'll get used to it, and you'll be doing this no problem. Box quad is a great learning tool. It's pretty tough, and it flies really good. I'm still just a little bit less than half throttle, just so you know. You'll get about anywhere from 5 minutes if you're flying it really hard to about 9 minutes if you're flying it pretty average. What I would suggest to do is to fly it for 5 minutes, get you a battery checker so you can check the cells on it, and see where you're sitting battery wise after flying it for 5 minutes. Excuse me. You want to keep this, I normally fly down to like 3.8 cells, or 3.8 volts per cell. You can go a little bit lower. I wouldn't go down below 3.5. But I would fly for 5 minutes, land, check your cell count, and you know, if you still are not up to that 3.8 or 3.5, go ahead and fly it for another minute, check it. If it's still good, fly it for another minute, check it. Continue on with that till you know you're at 3.8 or at 3.5, and then see how many minutes you flew it. And I would set your timer. You know, you don't really have a timer on this transmitter, but you can set it on your cell phone. Any means of setting a timer. And then you'll know how long you can fly it at that flying pace. Now, as you get more confident and you fly it harder and harder, you know, you'll limit your flying time. I'm gonna land for a second. I actually have some sweat in my eyes and it's burning like fire. I want to disarm it. Sorry about that. Okay, we're ready to go. Again, apply power. It's a little bit less than half and it took off. And I'm giving it a little bit of input, not much at all. And I'll show you here how much input I'm giving. If we can get on my right finger, on this right here, you can see what I'm doing. So that's the amount of input I'm giving into it, and a little bit of throttle to keep it, you know, level. You'll get the hang of this really quick. So this is hands off. It's going to drift on you. This does not have GPS hold or GPS lock. We do have some videos coming out on installing GPS on the box quad. That's coming out real soon, and they do a good job. So you can see the input I'm doing. It's not very much at all. Okay, we're gonna go flying. Box quad flies extremely well. And as I was saying, this is the maiden. We went through the build, and this is just the product that you get once you finish the build. And this is it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of be mean, I guess, but I'm gonna run through 3 or 4 batteries and have some fun with it. I love this thing. And our new ESCs are fantastic. So this is Danny with QuadLugs. And hope you enjoy it. Be safe with it. Mainly have fun with it. It's a great learning tool. It's just really, really a great flying quad. If you have 2 or 3 of them already, you're going to find that you like this one a lot. And it becomes a go-to quad just to have a dead gum good time. Oh, don't forget to disarm it.